For this exercise, you're gonna go into a wall squat position with one leg. So this leg is elevated and I'm only lowering myself with this left leg here. So I'm slowly going down. I'm making sure my body doesn't lean too much. My body stays erect or upright the entire time. Lowering, find a challenge for yourself. If this is too hard, then come off a little bit, come a little bit straighter. The idea is the deeper you go, the more challenging this exercise becomes. However, whenever you find a good depth, make sure that your shin bone is about perpendicular to the floor. So it should be going up and down. It shouldn't be too far out here or too close in here. So you should be about a good distance here so that your shin bone can be up and down. Now, once you have that set, you're gonna go from your heel to your toe and back and forth. So I'm going onto my heel and leaning onto my forefoot, my toes. I'm going back and forth while this leg is up the entire time. And this is really challenging, especially if you go deeper. So as you go onto the forefoot, you're gonna feel more of the calves and the quads working. And when you come onto the heel, you're gonna feel the back of the leg working, more like the hamstrings and the glutes. So you're just gonna go back and forth, make sure your body stays upright, you're not shifting too much. This leg doesn't come down onto the floor, and you should really feel a burn if you do this correctly. The lower you go, the more challenging. For this exercise, you're gonna go into a wall squat position with both legs. And as you sink down, find a depth that's challenging for you. So if you go all the way down to parallel to the floor, that's a maximum challenge. But if that's too hard, come a little bit off so that your knee is bent a little less. What you wanna make sure that you have is your tibia, your shin bone, perpendicular to the floor. So I don't wanna stay out here. I wanna keep it more like this if I'm upright. But if I go lower, I can bring my feet further away, and this is gonna be where I find my challenging position. Now in this position, you're gonna rock from your heels onto your toes, and you're gonna just go back and forth here. So when I'm on my toes, I'm gonna use a lot of quads, but when I'm on my heels, I'm gonna use more of the back of the legs, like the hamstrings and the glutes. So I'm just gonna rock back and forth here. I'm gonna get a lot of the calves also when I come up on my toes. So I'm getting all the muscles in my leg. The hard part with this is making sure your feet don't slide out. I'm on a turf here, so it's a little bit more slippery. But if you have your shoes on and you're stable, this may be less likely to happen for you. So you're just gonna go back and forth here, making sure your feet don't slide out. You're gonna feel your quads burning a ton, your calves burning a good amount, and also the hamstrings and glutes will work with this exercise. Make sure that you don't lean forward with this. Keep your back flat against the wall or whatever surface you use to stabilize yourself on. And make sure that you don't let the feet slide out when you do this exercise.